Viewers, today is the most significant, crucial day in what is turning out to be a long-running saga involving a massive cover-up in the Sushant Singh Rajput case. Now, viewers, first, the Enforcement Directorate has formally begun to probe the alleged disappearance of funds from Sushant Singh Rajput's account on the premise that his funds were being pilfered. Second crucial development, Rhea Chakrabarti has broken her silence. Dressed in white against an austere white background, sitting on a wooden black chair, she's looking straight into the camera, contrite, broken down, obviously distraught, saying that I am innocent, the truth shall prevail, and I believe that I will get justice. The matter is sub judice and therefore won't comment. Third, most importantly, Sushant Singh Rajput's ex-girlfriend, Ankita Lokhande, has come out and talked about a tell-all personal diary, viewers. A tell-all personal diary that is missing. A diary that was written with excruciating detail in the hand of Sushant Singh Rajput that captured his every living moment. So where is that diary? Has that diary already been sourced by the police? If so, would it not be giving you clues as to what was going on with his life? And if he was, in the words of his flatmate, which is the fourth big development, Mr. Patani, a flatmate who said that in January, Sushant Singh Rajput picked up the phone and called him and said, "Bro, I'm all alone. I'm in very bad shape. I need you here immediately." So viewers, these are the four crucial developments, and I want to go straight across to Vivek Narayan for more on this. Vivek, we have spoken to Mr. Patani, who is of course a very close associate, flatmate, perhaps the last person to see Sushant Singh Rajput alive. Now he tells us, Mr. Patani, who incidentally is also very well known to Rhea, and in a video that Rhea released to show how close she was, how much she loved Sushant Singh Rajput, he's clearly visible wearing a yellow shirt.
Yes.
Now let's have a look at that video in just a few seconds. But Vivek, why is this telephone call between Siddharth Patani and Sushant Singh Rajput so important?
Well, Siddharth Patani, first let me tell you who Siddharth Patani is. He's a man who's extremely close to both Rhea and Sushant. He's been living in their house. He's part of the household. There is no facet of their relationship, perhaps their dealing, that Siddharth is not aware of. He said he wanted to speak with Times Now because he said that we are not judging individuals. And that's precisely what he has told us. Interesting parts of the conversation you'll be hearing right now. But he said when he was in Hyderabad on a break, he had just got a job there and he was happy with his job. He got an SOS from his friend slash employer slash flatmate saying, "I am in bad shape, bro. Please come here." And what did Siddharth see when he reached there? He saw a man who was broken. He was sobbing. At that point, Siddharth asked him, "Where is Rhea, your partner?" He said, "She has left. She's not here right now. I am all alone." So a vulnerable side of Sushant, which we have not seen, which we have not heard, is being retold by a person in first person. Also remember, this person from that day in January to the day of his demise stayed in that house.
Yes.
Those crucial 5 months, he was there inside that house, speaking to the couple, speaking to everybody in that house.
Yes.
There are several facets of relationship that only he is...
well, there he is in that video, dressed in yellow. Let's play it out. Let's play out what he told us. It's very significant. He met him at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. on that fateful night, 14th of June, viewers. That's Siddharth Patani, very close, an insider, flatmate, knew both of them very well. This is what he told us.
In January, when I finally went to his house because he called me. I was in Ahmedabad. I was having a nice, happy job, and he called me to his to stay with him and said, "Ki you've quit your job and come back. We'll do something on our own. I'm sure that you will understand." I'm like, "Yeah, I have a very nice bond with you. I'm sure we'll do very good things ahead also." Then I went to his to stay with him and also work with him. So yeah, the day I met him, he was very low. You know, he held my hands and he cried, like saying ki I'm not feeling so well these days. I think I don't have anybody. ऐसा करके बहुत he used to be very emotional with me. I said ki don't worry, you Sushant had assured me that I'll take care of you like a brother. You know, your family is my family, and you know, I'm sure your family will also take care of me as a brother only too. And I said yes sir, sure, definitely. And then I started working, and then we went for a long drive to Chandigarh to meet his family. I met his family for the first time. Then he was perfectly all right on the trip itself. And after we come back, he started taking his medication on time. He got well, and then as soon as he got well, his medication stopped. He stopped taking the medication, and then yeah, they were highs and lows. Basically, nothing is like a linear this thing, right? The ups and downs तो सब में आते हैं, but इनका ups and downs थोड़ा drastically मेरे को दिखते थे. But I wish I know कि why he's feeling the way he's feeling. Because I really regret not asking those questions. If I have asked those questions, he might have told me something, and maybe हम कुछ और करते उनके लिए, और शायद वो आज जिंदा होते हमारे पीछे में.
Well, this is very interesting, and I want to bring in Padmaja. Padmaja, very, very interesting. This, of course, been done by one of our correspondents who spoke to him. You can see him there interviewing him. But these raises, obviously, some big questions about the longevity, really, of the feud, apparently, between Sushant Singh Rajput and Rhea.
That's correct. In fact, Soumit has spoken to Siddharth Pithani in Hyderabad, the only person to have done so. But the more interesting thing now is that there is now a war of two narratives, as it were. And this is what we have pieced together over the last 24 hours, Rahul. You've got the family, well-wishers, fans saying that the Mumbai police is trying to mislead the probe, that there is only, a certain person and her family who were trying to feed off Sushant, as it were, their words, not mine. And then you've got the Mumbai police saying that, well, when you had Sushant's father earlier gave a 2-page statement signed by him. It was given to the Mumbai police. At that time, there was no mention of any financial angle. There was no mention of Rhea at all. In fact, they even say that we tried to record the statement of Sushant's sister thrice, but she kept changing the timings and she did not cooperate. So here you've got this very, very tangled narrative now, and it's all becoming a victim to these different narratives and to politics, which is why a lot of people are left wondering, why not have a central investigation?
Okay, we are also being told, Kajal, we are also being told that those companies that were formed might have been actually formed to defraud Sushant Singh Rajput. It would have been very, very difficult for Rhea to have taken the money directly into her account. So maybe they created these so-called special purpose vehicles with the entire family as the director. The address also leads back to Rhea's family. And this is what we are being told. Sources who are close to the investigation in the ED are telling that to Times Now, that this is one angle that they're looking at very, very closely. Could it be possible that these were front companies, shell companies, just to expropriate funds from Sushant Singh Rajput's account, funnel them out and show them as money being invested in companies?
The very fact that these were actually traced to a residential flat which was in the name of Indrajit Chakrabarti does raise a few questions as to why Sushant, being the kind of well-known actor that he was, why couldn't he rent a small home? After all, he was paying, a small office space, because after all, he was paying 4 lakhs as rent for his Bandra apartment and some more lakhs for a farmhouse. So So he could very well have rented office space. It was registered in a residential flat in the name of Indrajit Chakrabarti. So it does raise questions, because usually this is done in case of companies that do round tripping of money. So that is going to be one of the focus of investigation for the ED. They will try to find out what was the money. Though the only transaction from the bank statements that we can find out is the 33,000
Yes.
that each three of them paid towards the 1 lakh paid up capital. But beyond that, was there any transaction? Was there anything that was funneled out through other means? All of those things will have to be found out in this investigation, because then only the money trail can be found out, because the family at least alleges that more than 15 crores from Sushant's account were taken away.
That could be one of those angles. That's really what is under the lens of the investigator. Let's open this out. Vikas Singh joins us. So does Ujjwal Nikam. Both of them need no introduction. Vikas Singh, lawyer of the Sushant Singh Rajput family. Ujjwal Nikam, special public prosecutor, legend in his own right, connected to the 2611 probe. I want to bring both you gentlemen in to pick your legal minds on this now. Let me tell you, viewers, there are crucial clues that the police, according to us, have overlooked. Times Now has unearthed the crucial clues missed by Mumbai police. Ex-girlfriend Ankita Lokhande reveals the presence of Sushant's missing tell-all personal diary. Then Sushant's flatmate and business associate reveals that he got Sushant's call for help, an SOS. And late actor's broker tells Times Now that Riya controls Sushant. Now, all of those we will factor in one by one. I'll play out some of those very important conversations we've had. But I want to first bring in Vikas Singh. Vikas Singh, the matter as it stands seems to suggest that the Mumbai police is not doing a diligent job. I don't know why. But I want to ask you, point blank today, point blank, do you suspect the motives of the Mumbai police?
Of course, there is something wrong in the way this investigation has been done. Rahul, what they have done so far, they say they are doing an inquest under section 174 of the CRPC. Now, for doing an inquest, and Mr. Ujjwal Nikam is also fortunately there on the show, for doing an inquest, you have to look at the ecosystem surrounding Sushant Singh Rajput. I mean, that's where the suicide has taken place, the people around there, the people who are living with him, the staff, the cook, the people who were removed from his employment and replaced, the bodyguards. So nothing of that was done. And what was being done was an inquiry with regard to nepotism, just because Kangana Ranaut said that there is nepotism in Bollywood. Now, if there was nepotism in Bollywood, for the purpose of inquest, it is completely irrelevant, because the police can go after people only if there is a cognizable offense. And as far as the death is concerned, if you're doing an inquest into the death, then the only people relevant were the people who are around him. And that police was not doing at all. So I don't see, I mean, for instance, if Riya left him on the 8th and she was having all his medical files, then why did she leave him? Why did she block his number? She was called after 16 days of his death. So this shows that there is definitely some cover-up happening. And Riya, who was till now wanting a CBI inquiry, is wanting the matter to be sent back to Mumbai, against whom she had no confidence in the first place, because she had already asked for a CBI inquiry. So there is some kind of a fixed game going where she wants to play the victim card and basically, keep talking about CBI without knowing fully well that the Mumbai police will not give it to CBI, and the matter will be hushed up like this.
Okay, hush up, sir. That's the charge. Ujjwal Nikam, sir, that's the charge. It's a hush up. They're suspecting the motives. Do you believe that the Mumbai police today is acting in a manner that arouses suspicion?
I don't think so. See, Mumbai police have some traditional history also, and they have investigated many historical cases like 93 Bombay bomb blast, Gulshan Kumar murder, Pramod Mahajan murder, and the trial 26 November 2008. I have almost conducted all this trial. So at this juncture, we can't doubt the credibility and integrity of Mumbai police. Actually, we don't know what Mumbai police has done so far as under the disguise of the inquiry. Mr. Vikas Singh is perfectly right. Under the guise of this inquiry to death, they were interrogating certain peoples. No doubt they have interrogated, so far as the charge of nepotism is concerned, But the thing is that whether it was a pure suicide or abatement to suicide. See, police prima facie, I think so, didn't get any material to connect that Mr. Sushant has committed suicide or he was abated to commit suicide. This is the basic thing.
Sir, what people
Now-
are beginning to suspect, I'm sorry I'm cutting you off because there is another angle, and that is homicide. No one is thinking of that because a large number of people who've been speaking to us suspect homicide, including some now from the family. We spoke today to the uncle of Sushant Singh Rajput, and he is convinced that this is a homicide angle. The police came out within hours from the crime scene and said this is a suicide. Baat khatam. It's all over and done with. It's a suicide. Commiserations. People from Bollywood started coming out and saying that, yes, we knew Sushant Singh Rajput was disturbed. Others subsequently have come out and said that was premature. There are photos that appeared of his body that suggest that it is not consistent. The marks, the ligature marks are not consistent with a suicide. I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to fuel that. But this is what is being said. We also spoke to a forensic analyst today,
Rahul.
and he also had certain important observations to make about those photographs. Increasingly, people are beginning to think that the Mumbai police is acting out of some compulsion. There are now 5 questions, and listen to them, sir, because you need to comment. Compulsion behind the cover-up, is there one? Is VVIP visitor a Sena minister? And is that the reason why today the CBI has not been called in to look into this matter? Police linked to Camp Ria. Now, we are being told that there are linkages between the two. Motive to block the CBI probe. Is there one? And is it time to probe the police? I'm asking the last question. Why resist a CBI inquiry?
Are you asking Rahul to me this
Yes,
question?
sir. Yeah.
In fact, state should not oppose the CBI's inquiry under these
Should not.
circumstances. This is my personal opinion. But now the question is under Delhi Police Establishment Act. Once the offence is registered, it is registered by the Bihar Police. So under Section 3 of the Delhi Police Establishment Act, it is for the Bihar government to take consent, to give consent to the CBI. And certainly on the consent of the Bihar government, CBI can take the cognizance, CBI can investigate the matter.
Yes.
So where is the question of the state of Maharashtra that arises?
Now, you see, when Ujjwal Nikam viewers says that in his personal opinion, a CBI inquiry is desirous, then the Mumbai police must listen. Because this individual is not to be taken lightly. Ujjwal Nikam is the man who led one of the most sensitive probes
Rahul,
in India's history. And if he now believes that the time has come, then the natural question is, what is it that the Chief Minister of Maharashtra is hiding, that he doesn't want to come out, which he fears the CBI will unearth? It's a pointed question tonight. And I want to bring in Vikas Singh. Vikas Singh, you're wanting to come in. What's the point you're making?
Yes, the point that I'm making, Rahul, is that as you just now mentioned yourself, that there are a lot of loose ends which were not looked into by the Mumbai police. Now, this Pathania guy, who has now given an email to the Mumbai police saying that somebody is trying to pressurize him, and marked a copy of that email apparently to Ria, because that's how Ria has placed it along with her petition, transfer petition in Supreme Court. This person was there at the residence of Sushant Singh Rajput when he died. He is the person who rang up everybody and told about his death, and he waited for the sister to come till he broke open the door. Now, this person was helping the family and telling the family till about 25th or 26th of July that Ria has played havoc with Sushant Singh's life and, sort of trying to help them. Now, suddenly he changes his track, and now he's started helping Ria. So there is something much more than what.
But sir, he just told us. Now, this is very important, sir. This is what he just told us. Vikas Singh ji, listen to me. We just spoke to Siddhant Pathania, and he says that he was not, his okay was not taken by Ria. I'll play that out for you right now. He says his okay, his clearance was not taken by Ria Chakravarti to file that affidavit. He is stunned actually. He said a snapshot was taken and she used it. a snapshot was taken and she used it. So this is what he is saying. I'm going to play that out because this is very significant. This is the last person to meet Sushant Singh Rajput. At 1 a.m., he was in contact, face-to-face contact with Sushant Singh Rajput of the 14th, viewers. A few hours later, Sushant Singh Rajput was found dead in his room. The last person to see him, speaking to Times Now, giving us an insight into those final hours. Listen to this, viewers. Thank you, Mr. Ujjwal Nikam, for speaking with us. Thank you, Vikas Singh. Let's play that out.
In January, when I finally went to his house because he called me. I was in Ahmedabad. I was having a nice happy job. And he called me to his to stay with him and said, "Ki, you've quit your job and come back. We'll do something on our own. I'm sure that you will understand." I'm like, "Yeah, I have a very nice bond with you. I'm sure we'll do very good things ahead also." Then I went to his to stay with him and also work with him. So yeah, the day I met him, he was very low. You know, he held my hands and he cried, like saying ki I'm not feeling so well these days. I think I don't have anybody. ऐसा करके बहुत he used to be very emotional with me. I said ki don't worry, you Sushant had assured me that I'll take care of you like a brother. You know, your family is my family, and you know, I'm sure your family will also take care of me as a brother only. I said yes sir, sure, definitely. And then I started working, and then we went for a long drive to Chandigarh to meet his family. I met his family for the first time. Then he was perfectly all right on the trip itself. And after we come back, he started taking his medication on time. He got well, and then as soon as he got well, his medication stopped. He stopped taking the medication, and then yeah, they were highs and lows. Basically, nothing is like a linear this thing, right? The ups and downs तो सब में आते हैं, but इनका ups and downs थोड़ा drastically मेरे को दिखते थे. But I wish I know कि why he's feeling the way he's feeling, because I really regret not asking those questions. If I have asked those questions, he might have told me something, and maybe हम कुछ और करते उनके लिए, और शायद वो आज जिंदा होते हमारे.
Well, very, very quickly, I want to go back to Vivek. Vivek, this is a sensational disclosure that he had highs and lows. Now, where was Riya in all of this? She was supposed to be taking care of him. Where was she? He's all alone, he says.
Well, two things he said about Riya. On the day he reached Mumbai apartment of Sushant, Riya was not there. When he found him very low, he was crying. He was shivering, as he told us. And then at that point, I asked, where was Riya at that point? He said Riya had already left. She had taken a suitcase and had left. But of course, he went on to add that Riya had returned after some time. But more importantly, remember, yesterday Riya had put a statement in the Supreme Court, adding one of Siddharth Pithani's statement along with it. And what did it say? A private letter that he had written to Mumbai police, a copy of which Riya wanted as a screenshot. It was a personal exchange to Riya, and Riya made it as an addendum to the Supreme Court. He said he was not even aware that would be going to the Supreme Court. So you have a situation where off-record conversations, where screenshots, chats are being directly sent to the Supreme Court.
Very, very strange. Very, very strange. Well, let me tell you, Riya Chakrabarti spoke today, viewers. She broke her silence minutes after. In fact, within an hour, really, of Times Now reporting that the Enforcement Directorate had formally now begun to probe the disappearances of large amounts of cash from Sushant Singh Rajput's account. Now, many people are saying that this money was being taken out through the route of two companies. So let's just play out what Riya Chakrabarti said today in her defense. We're going to play that out. She said matter is sub judice, so I won't comment at length. She spoke for 40 seconds. And before we go to her, I just want you to have a look at her body language. So she is distraught. She was crying. She was, you can see, visibly contrite, dressed in all white, framed against a very, very blank white wall on a black chair, seated on a black chair. Let's play it out.
I have immense faith in God and the judiciary. I believe that I will get justice. Even though a lot of horrible things are being said about me in the electronic media, I refrain from commenting on the advice of my lawyers as the matter is sub judice. Satyamir Jayate. The truth shall prevail.
The truth shall prevail. This is the same lady who demanded a CBI probe a few days back from Amit Shah. I want to open this out, viewers. I just want to go straight across to Anand Ranganathan and also, of course, Dr. Prakash, who joins us, Satya Prakash Mishra, and also Ishkaran Bhandari. Rahul Narvekar, MLA and lawyer, also with us on this panel. Very quickly, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, what do you make of the events that have unfolded today? And specifically, this obstinance on the part of the police in Mumbai to file a CBI case or call for it, the government there.
Yes, good evening, Rahul. You know, I'm going to, yeah, that's right. You know, I'm going to make a few points as a common man, a layman, and say what perhaps is in the minds of millions of Indians. Now, I'm not a lawyer or an expert in criminology, but with due respect, I dare say logic and rationale aren't the exclusive preserve of those who belong to these professions. Now, imagine a man found dead in his house. 1, no suicide note. 2, his so-called friend, who hasn't spoken to him in months, is one of the first to be allowed to walk around the crime scene. 3, astonishingly, his written statement isn't taken. 4, the crime scene isn't sealed. 5, the dead man's closest relative, his father, isn't approached to make a statement and doesn't make a statement. 6, massive bank transfers, possibly to fraudulent companies, as you mentioned, aren't investigated. 7, the connection between the man's death and that of his secretary a week earlier isn't probed. 8, the photos of the deceased are leaked. 9, a thorough forensic examination of the contents of the house aren't carried out. Sushant's tell-all diary, as you say, is missing. 10, those in charge of the investigation are caught on camera being anxious about the way the investigation is being carried. 11, emails are leaked to the accused. Now, as a common man, Rahul, as a layman, I want to ask you, do you think I'm within my senses to conclude that this investigation is far from being conducted properly? Please contradict me. I'm happy to be corrected. You see, what I worry is that now, with the whole issue having taken a political turn, one may never come to know what the truth was. Or are we being led up to the prospect of reading a headline in a newspaper a few months from now, like was what was sadly the case with Jessica, that no one killed Sushant?
Okay, is the government shielding a top VVIP in this case? Mr. Poonawalla. Rahul Narvekar also joins this. This is important. The BJP claims there's a cover-up. Dr. Satya Prakash says there's a cover-up. There seems to be something happening here. Police linked to Camp Ria, that's what we are being told. Motive to block a CBI probe. Why? Is it because that there are very apparent links to a top minister in the Sena government, Tehseen Poonawalla? Straight question to you very quickly. Cover up, cover up, cover up. The family is crying it. Ujjwal Nikam today said, we need a CBI inquiry. The police should stop standing in the way. The government should stop standing in the way. CBI inquiry is required. Tehseen Poonawalla.
Good evening, Rahul. For the third time, good evening, Rahul, and thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah.
Of course, logic is not the domain of only lawyers and legal experts, and it's, of course, of everybody. But truth is the domain of everybody. So let's explore. Now, fact is, somebody said, Anand said that the apartment was not safe. That's far from truth. All the evidence is at the SSL lab. That is being forensically examined. Point number 2. Let's get to the facts.
I'm getting to the point, sir. And Mr. Poonawalla, look, stop. Every night you come on national TV and you you don't answer the straight question. The question is straight. If Ujjwal Nikam can say that a CBI inquiry is the advisable option today, it's a simple question. Right. What compulsion is holding the government back from asking for one? The family wants it. The lawyers want it. The ED is already in it.
Okay. I want to answer everything, and I will answer this question.
No, just answer this question. I don't have the time. There are other panelists here also.
They don't have me on the show, sir. I have to say, you cannot let slander.
No, you're constantly, sir, you're constantly spinning us around, buying time, never answering the straightforward question.
Please don't you allow me my time. I'll finish in 1 minute. Sorry, sir, it's unfair. Number 1, all evidence is still, it's in the FSL lab.
How do you know? How do you know? Who has told you this?
How do you know? Okay, I'll answer that.
The evidence, sir, the evidence was not even collected. The flat has been handed back. The crime scene has been handed back. How do I know? It's apparent.
You're interrupting me.
No, crime scene should be sanitized. It should be cordoned off. It should be secured. That crime scene today is back with the landlord. What are you talking?
Why are you so scared that I answer?
There is no answer coming from you. You are spinning us. I'm asking you, what is the compulsion holding back the Sena government from ordering a CBI probe? Just answer me. Answer me. Is there a compulsion?
Can I say something? There is no compulsion. There is a Mumbai police that is investigating. Unless you can prove Mumbai police is
Where is the FIR?
and you are not
Rahul Narvekar wants to come in.
Mumbai police is
Okay, Mumbai police. Rahul Narvekar, Mumbai police is doing a good job. As a BJP member from Maharashtra, the implication is that you're going against your own police force. That's what Tehseen will say next. You don't have faith in your own police force. That's why you want the CBI to come in. Rahul Narvekar, why don't you answer him? Because I know you will give him. I know you will give him a sharp, straightforward answer. Rahul Narvekar comes in on this. Rahul Narvekar comes in on this. Rahul Narvekar comes in on this.
Well, Rahul, you're absolutely right. If the conduct of the Maharashtra police, Mumbai police has been a suspect or has been doubtful or it creates a great deal of suspicion, I don't understand why would anyone in their right mind shy away from handing this investigation over to the CBI. Now, there are two state polices which are seized of the matter. You've got the Bihar police, which is interrogating this matter, which is investigating this matter.
Yeah.
You've got the Mumbai police, which is investigating this matter. You can't have a parallel investigation going on at two ends. So if CBI is the most convenient and the most effective way of dealing with this investigation, I don't understand why the state government would be averse to handing over investigation to the CBI. One. Number two, like Mr. Ujjwal Nikam said, that the Bihar police can hand over the matter to CBI and CBI can take cognizance of this matter and investigate this matter. But then you can't have two parallel investigations going on, one by the CBI and another by the state police in Maharashtra or the Mumbai police in Maharashtra.
Wants to come in. Ishkaran Bhandari, look, let's be honest here. You know things, you've been involved in this case, you've been talking to your sources, you know things about some big names. And these big names, I'm afraid, are so powerful that they can exert an influence. Vivek also has been talking to sources in the Mumbai police and he'll testify to that. But Ishkaran Bhandari, I want to come out straight to you and ask you this. Are some big names being protected? And that's why the state is loath to allow an independent agency to come in here.
Rahul, in this case, to give you a short, simple answer, the case has to go to CBI, whether the Maharashtra government gives it today or they file affidavits, they try to stop it and the court orders it.
Yeah.
But after what has happened the last 46, 47 days, the case will go to CBI. There is no way you can do an investigation by Mumbai police in this case. That's just a reality. How much they want to drag it, whether they go kicking or they just go slightly gracefully. They haven't done it gracefully, but with some semblance of grace they do it. Second point, I'll just tell you one very simple point. Among multiple reasons, when a case goes to CBI's public confidence, before coming to your debate, and especially for your debate, I did a Twitter poll. How many people want this case to go to CBI in 1 hour? I had 31,000 votes in 1 hour. 1% says Mumbai police, 95% says CBI, 4% says Bihar. So please, Maharashtra government, at least listen to your voters. This is a political decision. Please do a decision and send it to CBI. It is inevitable it will go to CBI. Second point.
This could turn the political fortunes of some people.
ED is already
maybe this favors them because
a central agency is already seized of the matter. So please give it to the other central agency at CBI so that ED and CBI collectively can find out what all muck has happened in this case. It is a Sushant Singh Rajput case, so I will give his reference. It has become a black hole. Nothing is coming out. Truth is not coming out. It needs an outside central agency for truth to come out. That's just a reality and that will happen in this case. You can mark my words for it.
Mark my words. Tehseen Poonawalla, mark his words. That's what he says. Mark his words.
Everyone a free run, yaar. You gave them a free run. You didn't allow us to have one sentence in. What kind of a debate is this? You invited us for the show. We didn't call you that call us. Then you don't
I don't waste my time on people who don't have the facts, who make up facts as they go along. We don't waste our time. So if you want to answer on facts, you answer on facts. Let me ask you 4 questions on facts. No, don't run away. I'll ask you 4 questions on facts. Let me ask you. Are you willing to concede today, Tehseen Poonawalla? And I'm asking you in all earnestness, okay? In all earnestness, are you willing to concede that the diary that Sushant Singh Rajput wrote in every living moment has disappeared somewhere? Are you willing to concede this? Yes, no. Let me ask you the 5 questions.
It's a matter of investigation.
There you go. How do we know?
How do you know?
How do you know? Well, because the claim is being made.
Because your Twitter poll
Someone has come out and...
Because your Twitter poll told you. What is your logic?
I know as much, sir. I know as much as our sources are telling us. Now I'm asking you.
Who's telling you?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. That diary is not traceable. Why isn't that diary traceable? That's the question. Is it in possession of the Mumbai police? If it is in the no, 1 second. If it is in the possession of the Mumbai police, why isn't the Mumbai police telling us what it says? What it says? You need to tell us what it says. How is it that a diary that details that person's every living moment today we have no idea of? Number 2, let me ask you. Second big question.
I'm answering, but you don't let me answer.
Answer, tell me. Answer.
I'm asking you, that this diary existed. How are you, without sources, so sure about? Tell me name the Shiv Sena leader. Come, I dare you on your show. You won't, because all these sources are just arbitrary stuff. I am asking you a simple question. If there has to be a CBI inquiry, let the courts decide. At the moment, the jurisdiction is Mumbai police.
Listen to me. The Congress party, sir, the Congress party in Bihar wants a CBI inquiry. In Maharashtra, it doesn't. Is the Congress party schizoid? Or is the Congress party in Maharashtra scared?
Let the court decide.
What do you mean court will decide, sir? You don't answer the question I ask you. It's very convenient to put it in the court's courtyard, and then you will have months to go because you will not show up for your hearings. It will get stalled. This matter will fritter away into nothingness. The point is, in the Congress party that you're defending today, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, the Congress party in which you have a direct interest today, right at the top, you are defending. In Bihar, they say CBI inquiry. In Maharashtra, they say no, thank you very much. We don't want a CBI inquiry. What kind of a Congress party is this? It doesn't know from its left from its right. You don't answer the question. You only ask questions. You don't answer the question. 1 second. Let me bring in. Look, we can't waste our time here. Ishkaran Bhandari wants to come in. Satya Prakash ji is also there. Satya Prakash Mishra is there. So is Rizwan Siddiqui, and so is, most importantly, so is Ketan Vaidya. Ketan Vaidya, yes.
It is not only on the courts. Maharashtra government has the power. That is why, Rahul, you are asking a legitimate question. Maharashtra government can give it to CBI. So why is Tehseen jumping on courts? Maharashtra government has the power. What is the special reason in this case? Against all advice, they want to cling on to the case. That is a legitimate question.
Legitimate question. There you go. Legitimate questions. These are legitimate questions. These are being asked today even by important people. Very, very crucial and important people. Ujjwal Nikam, for one. Can anyone doubt his integrity? Why is he asking for a CBI inquiry?
Anyone can ask.
No, anyone can ask. You see, anyone can ask, but no, 1 second. Anyone can ask. Anyone can ask.
In this country, do you get that? And all.
But just because you hand it over to CBI, that doesn't discredit them.
Sir, that may be your experience. The Congress party might have made it a cage parrot, but certainly it's no longer a cage parrot from the little that we know. Anyhow, I want to bring in Mr. Vaidya. Mr. Vaidya, you tell us. Ketan Vaidya, Rahul Narvekar is asking you a straightforward question. What is the hesitation? Why can't we have a CBI investigation? The family has no faith in your police. The lawyer doesn't have faith in your police. Ujjwal Nikam says
there are similar cases.
It would be advisable if the matter is given to the CBI.
There are similar cases which have been investigated by the CBI. The Jia Khan suicide case is being investigated by the CBI.
Exactly.
So, is that what is the problem? Why is the government so afraid of handing it over to CBI? Are you trying to shy away from a fair investigation? What are you trying to hide? And 1 minute, if you look at the conduct of the investigation of this matter so far, there are so many elements which have not been investigated by the Mumbai police after 45 days. The money trail has not been investigated.
Clearly, the echo chambers have taken over the investigation right now.
Echo chambers, don't be snide. Answer the question.
No. Oh, yeah, I'm answering the question.
Zia Khan, CBI. Zia Khan goes to CBI.
The matter is politicized. Rahul, you kept on quoting a certain Congress leader in Bihar who has demanded CBI investigation to the Congress leader Tejasvi Yadav, Chirag Paswan, and the Congress leader. All of them have different political affiliations. The Bihar polls are coming. So
everyone has a political political benefit out of it. Sir, if you are talking about the vote from if you are talking about the vote from Bihar, then there is also a vote in Maharashtra from Bihar, and you have enough politicians in the Agadi who are from Bihar originally.
I listened to what Advocate Ujjwal
Ketan Vaidya, you answer the question, and I'm asking you tonight. Okay, 1 minute. You listen to this. Listen to the broker. Listen to these voices that are coming out. This is a broker, viewers, who knew Ria. He used to assist her in finding accommodation. He was contracted by both Ria and Sushant Singh Rajput. And he says that the impression he got was that Sushant Singh Rajput was no longer in control of the decision making that went on. It was all the way Ria. Ria picked up all the calls. Ria picked the home, not Sushant. He had a view. He wanted something, but he didn't get it. Listen to this.
मतलब बेसिकली फिर भी ये किसने इंसिस्ट किया कि यही लेना है करके यही घर लेना है, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत अपने घूमे तब क्या
रिया नहीं किया होगा एंड रिया ने मुझे 1 महीने के बाद कॉल करके भी फाउंड प्रयास का कहां पे लिया देन शी टोल्ड मी कि अमाउंट बैंक लिया, मतलब अमाउंट बैंक पे लिया। हां मैं शॉक हो गया कि अमाउंट बैंक जैसा वो फ्लैट था इनफैक्ट मेरे पास भी था, बट मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि ये लोग कभी जाएंगे लेंगे इंटरेस्ट भी दिखाएंगे।
बट बिकॉज नाउ देयर आर मतलब ऐसा भी लोग उनकी फैमिली वाले बोल रहे कि वहाँ पे कुछ जादू टोना वगैरह, तो वो फ्लैट पे
तो ऑब्वियसली फिर उसको कुछ ऐसी चाहिए होगी ना, बिल्डिंग एकदम ओल्ड बिल्डिंग हो, कोई नीचे हो नहीं, ज्यादा सिक्योरिटी वगैरह तो हो सकता है।
Now there you go, viewers. There you go. And I want to ask once again, Ketan Vaidya, this implies Mr. Pithani has spoken to us saying that Rajput was a complete wreck. The broker says that he was not in control. He couldn't even make a financial decision after a point. There was something on. The Mumbai police has constantly ignored even the calls by the family to file an FIR, let alone anything else. There's got to be a problem here. And every day you wait, the evidence will either be destroyed, frittered away, or more worryingly, influenced.
Can I say something, Rahul?
Mr. Vaidya?
Yeah, well, clearly, I don't see any vested interest that the Mumbai police will have in not interrogating Ria Chakravarti. And I think it is interrogating it from all different angles. Now, if
my dear man, has it happened?
Political bosses also won't have any interest.
Then what interest will they have?
Has it happened? You answer me a question. Has Ria Chakravarti been questioned?
Well, I'm definitely sure that the priority list of
look at the bizarreness of this. Rizwan Siddiqui, let me bring you in. The most crucial, okay, first let's bring in Ishkaran Bhandari. He wants to make a legal point. Yes.
One short point. I will give you a direct precedent and quote from the Home Secretary in Sheena Bora case. He said, the Maharashtra Home Secretary KP Bakshi said that there could be a financial motive behind the murder. It will involve a large investigation. We believe there are economic offences linked to murder. There should be a complete probe. Hence, we give it to CBI. In this case, financial motive has already come in. We have seen ED has already registered a preliminary inquiry. So that is a direct precedent for giving it to CBI. And second point of Twitter poll, please understand law as seen or do not speak. I was making a point that public confidence is 1% in Mumbai police, and public confidence is an integral question when the court decides that should the case go to CBI or not. Public has zero confidence in Mumbai police in this specific case. Not only this, but in this specific case, there is no confidence in Mumbai police.
Let me reply. Legally, the basis of transferring an investigation is you have to prove incompetence of the police or malafide intention which was...
One second. Wait a minute. I want now viewers, look at this. Look at this. 1 second. I'm not getting into this tutu meme. I was asking a question. 1 second. You jumped in. Tehseen Poonawalla, relax. I was going to pose that question to Mr. Siddiqui. Mr. Siddiqui, I want to ask you this question. Everyone seems to be suggesting that there was something dramatically wrong. Something changed after Riya Chakravarti stepped into all of this, into Sushant's life. Should she not be questioned?
I agree with you, Rahul. Of course, she should be questioned. And the complainant would always have his own reasons not to believe the investigation, the way the investigation is conducted by the police. But in case if they're not satisfied, they're not happy with the way the investigation is going on, or because of any reasons they feel that the police is not doing a good job.
I'm asking you, there are only two people who know the truth. Sushant Singh Rajput has left us.
Absolutely.
Very sadly, the other person is Riya Chakrabarti. But she's not been subjected to questioning. What are we doing in this matter? 47 days, 48 days have come and gone.
See, I'll tell you what, I was facing a similar matter some time back, where again the same DCP was involved, who was involved in this case, Mr. Abhishek Trimukhe. So let me bring out one very important thing, though it's not connected directly to this case, but the person behind this case is the same DCP. So in case if you're not happy with the investigation carried out by any IPS...
I am not passing any judgment. I'm only asking you, don't you find it odd, sir? You're a lawyer of some standing.
Absolutely.
That one of the individuals who is, at least at this moment, an accused in the eyes of those who are close to Sushant Singh Rajput has not been questioned. What kind of investigation is this?
So I'll tell you what, under law, questioning any investigation may be allowed with a lot of limitations. There is a rate...
Arey sir, don't spin me around. मैं आपको एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. आपको एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. And I'm going to dumb it down for you, sir. Maybe you're not understanding. Okay, I'm going to dumb it down. There are two protagonists in this. There's Sushant Singh Rajput and there's Riya.
Right.
Riya says she's not guilty. Why is she saying that? Because people are assuming that she's guilty. Should the police not go to the person who is saying I'm not guilty and just find out, ki bhai, why are you saying that you're not guilty? There must be some reason. Let's question you. Here are some of the problems. Here are what people are saying. How do you respond to them? Wouldn't that be the first port of call? Simple question, yes, no?
Well, if you ask me legally, yes, she can do that.
Bas, baat khatam. So why are you hitchhiking so much? Why are you hesitating in saying what is the most obvious?
No, I'll tell you what.
If there is a car, the driver of the car has lost his life, and there is another person who is suspected of being in the passenger seat who has taken that car, will the police start questioning the cleaner of the car? Will they start questioning, sir, the friend of the deceased? Will they start questioning the ex-girlfriend of the deceased? Will they start questioning Dr. Anand Ranganathan? Everybody except the person who is accused of stealing the car. Isn't this bizarre?
See, I agree with you, Rahul. I'm saying...
So if you agree with me, then obviously there is a problem.
Rahul,
but there's a process to be followed, Rahul. What I'm saying is that...
Right. So you wait to question the prime suspect last, after you call in all sorts of Bollywood film flam and question them. I mean, come on. Who are you kidding? Sir, look. You might have a great relationship with the Mumbai police, but don't today, sir, cover what is a bald-faced discrepancy. Please. You might have your friendships. Keep them to yourself. But sir, today people are judging you as a lawyer on national TV and they won't give you a case like this. Come on. Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
No, what I'm saying is that you need to have a process.
Yes, a process which lasts 47 days. The prime accused is not even questioned. What kind of, I'm not saying that on paper she's a prime accused. There's an FIR that has been filed by the Bihar police. On the basis of that, this person is a prime accused and the Mumbai police don't want to question this person. Ridiculous. Yes, Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Yeah, very quickly, Rahul, 2 points. Number one, I think it's very obvious to everyone that had this government in Maharashtra been under BJP and Shiv Sena,
Yes.
the very people who are saying that, Maharashtra, Mumbai police is doing well, let's not transfer it to CBI, would have been the one, having on the picket line saying that the case should be transferred to CBI
Yes.
or some other agency. So, there is a hypocrisy there, and you rightly pointed out the Congress in Bihar. Now, point number 2, I already listed out 11 facts as a layperson, not an expert, that I find at very dubious way that they have been investigated. For example, just give you one example. Now, according to Ishkaran and according to facts, the house of Sushant was not sealed for hours after the police first investigated, reached the spot. And Ishkaran can actually confirm that. Number 2, on live television, Ishkaran confronted the guy who was walking around that place, one of the first ones to be invited. And according to his own words, his own statement wasn't taken. I would like Ishkaran to confirm these 2 things, please.
Absolutely, Rahul. And that's not a hidden fact. They did not take a statement of a person who was saying that I do not believe it's suicide and who was allowed inside the flat. So there is so many...
Satyaprakash Mishra wants to come in. Yes, Satyaprakash Mishra of the JDU, I want to ask you a question. Is a political motive behind your demand for a CBI probe?
Not at all. The Bihar government filed an FIR on the request of the father of the Sushant Singh Rajput. He is 74-year-old. Nobody is caring here on the panel. So many people are there, and the Mumbai police, even nobody is caring for justice to the 74-year-old father. This loss is a huge loss to a father of 74-year-old. Why somebody is obstructing the entire investigation? Why Mumbai police is sitting without filing an FIR after 46 long days?
Yeah.
Sushant Singh Rajput fathers approached the Bihar police, and the Bihar police filed the FIR as per law. And I assure the viewer of this channel that the Bihar government is committed to bring justice.
Okay, big development. Big development.
To
the Maharashtra government going the extra yard,
of his child.
filing a caveat. They want to be respondents so that ex parte an order is not passed, taking away the probe from them. That's the Maharashtra government. Very interesting intervention right now. But I want viewers to listen in. There was a video that was released today. It purportedly shows, and I don't know what the date of that video is, Riya Chakrabarti speaking to a group of friends, in which at least one side, which is the Sushant Singh Rajput camp, says, reveals a mindset that seems to suggest that she is a master at manipulation. The other side, which is the Riya Chakrabarti camp, says that this is a lie, a very fertile, fecund lie. This video is being used deliberately. It is of an audition to slander Riya Chakrabarti's character. Let's play out this video. You make up your minds after that, viewers. Let's play it out.
अपना भाई है एकदम छोटा गुंडा जैसा बाबू की कॉपी करता है बाबू जब गुंडागर्दी करता था तो उसको भी लगता था वो भाई है भाई तो है पर भाई नहीं है वो करने लगा ऐसे छोटा लोग के साथ छोटा गुंडा तो आपको ने उसको बोला कि भाई ये मम्मी पापा थोड़े खिले लग रहे हैं आजकल तो कुछ डाला वाला क्या उनके ड्रिंक में तो बोलता नहीं ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए आपको जाके बोलेगा तो बोल मैं आपको डिनाई करेगा तो वो बोला मेरे सामने बोला मजाक में बोला अपन बोला सवाल ही नहीं कि अपन अपनी आई और अपन के बाबा के बारे में ऐसा कुछ बोले सवाल ही नहीं आई शपथ गन्नू शपथ सब खाया अपन तभी उसके मुंह में आ गई थी उसके फटले में वो बोलता आइला ऐसा झूठ बोलती तभी आपको टाइम बन गया अब उनका ही है अब उनको पता है ये छोटा लड़का लोग छोटा गुंडा लोग को कैसा मैनिपुलेट करना इसका ऐसा अपन का बॉयफ्रेंड भी गुंडा है गुंडे के माफिक समझता अपने आप को पता नहीं अपन ताई है ताई लोग का क्या है अपन थोड़ा अपन का क्लास थोड़ा अलग है ये गुंडा लोग ये सब गुंडागर्दी करते हैं अब लोग गुंडा लोग से गुंडागर्दी कराते कि इधर आ छोकरे, तू क्या कर रहा है आजकल, एक काम कर, जाके वो गली में एक प्रोड्यूसर रहता है, उससे हफ्ता मांग के ला, बस करता हो। उसको लगता है अब अपन इतना बड़ा डॉन है, डॉन नहीं है, डॉन तो अपन के ऊपर है, अपन बता भी नहीं सकता। ये सब रिकॉर्ड मत कर।
We just heard that, viewers. Now, this is being used by the Sushant Singh Rajput camp to suggest that Rhea Chakravarti has a mind that is controlling. Rhea Chakravarti has come out and said that, look, this is a stand-up comic act. She was rehearsing amongst her friends. Don't read too much into it. Don't read too much into it. I want to go straight across to the breaking news. The breaking news is, viewers, and this is very, very important, that the Maharashtra government has filed a caveat in the Supreme Court. There is an expectancy that on the 5th, the matter will be heard. This matter will decide who gets to run this investigation, the Bihar police or the Maharashtra police. The one important demand from the family is that neither of them should get it. It should go to the CBI, an independent third party. It's all going to be decided on the 5th by the Supreme Court. We leave it at that.